Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about the overhand shuffle control. This is a method that allows you to maintain the top stock of the deck. In this case I have the 4 aces while doing a shuffle, okay, an overhand shuffle. So here's just a quick demo of what something like that would look like. And of course this isn't exactly the best angle to show you this, but you get the idea. So after doing that shuffle I still have those 4 aces on top. Alright, now this is somewhat similar to the Hindu shuffle control. They both accomplish the same thing. I did a tutorial on that a while back, so I'll put a link in the description box down below. I guess the main difference is that, other than the fact that one uses an overhand shuffle and the other uses a Hindu shuffle, the Hindu shuffle relies on the use of a break, whereas the overhand shuffle uses an in-jog. Alright, so I would recommend taking a look at both of these methods and just seeing which one you like better, which one suits you, and then just stick with it and practice it a lot, because this is important. This is card control. Alright? Or you can practice both. You can learn both methods. That's what I did, and maybe you want to do the same. But let me demonstrate this shuffle again for you again in slow motion, and that will give you a better idea of what exactly is happening. So here we go. Alright, so we still have the 4 aces on top. Okay, now before you attempt to learn this, you obviously need to be comfortable with an overhand shuffle. I made a video about the basics of an overhand shuffle a while back. I'll put a link on the screen here in the description box down below. So once you're comfortable with that, come back here and then let's get into this. So here's what you're going to do. Start off in your overhand shuffle position, and for your first takeaway, the first chunk of cards that you shuffle off, you need to make sure you have all of the cards that you want to control. So in this case, I'm just trying to shuffle, or I'm trying to control 4 cards, the 4 aces. So I'm going to make sure I get at least 4 cards, but I'm probably going to get more. I'm going to get like 15, 10, 15 is usually what I use. So you peel off a chunk of cards. Now here's the key part. The next step is that you're going to shuffle off, or you're going to peel off just 1 card from the remaining cards in your right hand, and you're going to in-jog it. This is an in-jog, okay? And what I mean by in-jog is that the card is not square with the deck. The card is hanging out the back, okay? And the amount that you want to in-jog this card is really just going to depend. I mean, if you're just starting out, if you're new to sleight of hand, go ahead and just use a really big in-jog, half the card if you want. But as you get better and better, as you practice more and more, you're going to be able to reduce the amount of that in-jog. Okay, so right now, I don't stress it too much. I don't try to minimize it as much as possible. I just do it a comfortable amount, half an inch or something like that. Okay, so I in-jog it, and then the next step is just to shuffle off the rest of the cards in small chunks on top of the in-jog. Okay. Now at this point, what you need to do is, okay, I'm gonna increase this in-jog just for the sake of clarity. Let's just say this is the amount that we were in-jogging it. At this point, what you're going to do is you're going to come over with your right hand, you're going to contact that in-jogged card, and then you're going to kind of push on it and then squeeze. And that's going to square up the deck. It's going to square up that in-jogged card and leave you with a break. Kind of like that. Alright, so these cards right here, these are your aces. So once you have the break, what you're going to do is you're just going to start doing another overhand shuffle. You're going to shuffle off small chunks of cards until you hit the break, and you're going to be able to feel when you hit the break, or you're going to be able to see it if you're looking at the deck. But ideally, you want to be able to feel it. Okay, I just felt it. I just shuffled off everything above the break, so I just throw off everything, the remaining packet on top of the deck, and that's the whole process. I'm done. I have the 4 aces on top now. Alright, now I just have one final thing to say about this. I think some people, when they're learning this technique, what they are afraid of, or what they're nervous about, is this in-jog card sticking out the back. They're afraid that people are going to see it, especially if they're not standing directly in front of you. Maybe you have people to your left, people to your right, and they don't want to be caught with this. Alright, and that's why a lot of people shy away from this move. But let me show you what I do to kind of combat that problem. So when I in-jog this first card, I leave it like that, and then I shuffle more cards on top, and then I in-jog the next chunk of cards that I do. So every other chunk of cards that I'm shuffling off, I'm in-jogging. Okay, and then the remaining I'm shuffling square onto the deck. So the condition of the deck is actually like this. It's a big mess. Okay, and the reason I do this is because this is much less suspicious. Okay, so if I were to have all the cards square except for one card, now that's a little weird. People are going to notice that and think about it. But if you have a big mess of the deck, then it's no problem because it makes sense. You're shuffling the deck, the cards are going to be messy. So I in-jog every other chunk. And of course, you know, it doesn't have to be exact or anything. I just make the deck messy. That's the point. So now even if they clearly can see that one card isn't jogged here, they see that there are other cards that are also kind of, you know, going different places. And now this is no longer a problem. The rest of the shuffle is exactly the same. You just contact the bottom-most in-jogged card, you squeeze, get that break, and then shuffle off the rest of the cards. Alright, so that is the Overhand Shuffle Control. It's a really good move. Practice it.